What is happening, people of the planet? I am the Yu-Gi-Oh! Scrub, but as always, you can call me Bailey only if you are subscribed. If you don't want to hit the button, you cannot call me Bailey, and that's a shame. Regardless, we're playing some Mazera Deville today because I'm feeling a little bit Deville and want to get 3 cards out of my opponent's hand. Is this deck good? Absolutely not. Is it fun? When it goes off, absolutely. We're going Mazera Deville Turbo, so we're running 3 Mazera Deville, 3 Pandemonium, 3 Warrior of Zera. This card you don't see too often in GOAT format, if you don't know. Basically, if you have Warrior of Zera on the field, look at how freaking buff he is. And then Pandemonium, you can tribute the Warrior of Zera, special summon Mazera Deville, and discard 3 random cards from your opponent's hand. There's also the light version of this, which does the same thing, tributing Warrior of Zera, but you have to have the Sanctuary of Light on the field. And I think it does something about like destroying monsters or back row. I can't remember exactly, but it's not nearly as good as just ripping 3 cards out of your opponent's hand. Triple Terraforming, double Rhoda, double Upstart, triple Jar of Greed. Just we want to see these combo pieces trying to get it off. We're also running kind of like Earth Beatdown, so double Gaia Power, and then a bunch of Earth monsters. Classic spell lineup. Let's just go ahead and see how this goes. It is the default deck. And join the GOAT format rated ladder and see what weird stuff we can come up with. Played a fire deck yesterday. Was pretty fun. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend it. It was kind of a Benkai OTK type fire deck using Twin-Headed Beast. I call it Twin-Headed Thunder Beast a million times in that video because it's like Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. A lot of twin-headed cards. If you actually type in just Twin-Headed into the GOAT format search bar, don't realize how many cards there were called Twin-Headed Blank. We have Terraforming, Mazera Deville, Exiled Force, Mirror Force, and Upstart Goblin as an opening hand. So we have 2 of the 3 pieces we need. We just need a Warrior of Zera if we want this to go off. Opponent sets 1 back row and ends. We draw Pandemonium. We'll Terraforming. Getting ourselves, I think, Gaia Power, since we already have the Pandemonium. And we'll activate Upstart Goblin. Getting Gigantes. And we'll just go ahead and set the Mirror Force and end. So, didn't get our combo off turn 1, but we have a lot of the pieces, which is exactly what we want to see. The old version of this deck I had was only running 1 Pandemonium, and that's probably better. Running Fusion Gate. Interesting. Also, good that we're running our own field spells, because in old formats, well, love that. In old formats, you can only have 1 field spell on the field, so if I activate this Pandemonium that we did just draw, then Fusion Gate will be destroyed. He activates Pot of Greed. He discarded Monster Gate, Call, and Dimension Fusion. So he's running the Fusion Gate, Dimension Fusion deck. Played that a couple weeks ago. And alright, here we go. We got the combo. So let's go ahead. We'll start with Warrior of Zera. And then we will set Pandemonium and activate, which will destroy the Fusion Gate, because in GOAT format, like I said, you can only have 1. And then we will special summon the Mazera Deville and declare. Hitting that card. This card. And this card. Alright, we hit some pretty good ones. We'll then activate Pot of Greed. Getting Warrior of Zera and DD Warrior Lady. And let's just go ahead and attack for 2,800. We have Mirror Force set. He has 2 unknowns and 2 cards in hand, also unknown. He gets himself Terraforming. Fusion Gate. That's fine. We don't need the Pandemonium. Well, doesn't even matter. I think we'll go ahead and just normal summon the Warrior of Zera. I think would have Mirror Forced or Torrential Tributed last turn on the Mazera Deville summon. And he's drawing into a 5th card. But we got all the board presence, we have cards in hand. Nobleman across out being our last turn's draw. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. Pandemonium will go to the grave because he uses Fusion Gate. If he got Thunder Dragon, that would allow him to make blowback. Okay, so he's... Okay, Gatling Dragon. So he needs at least 1 heads. There's 1. So now we want him to get 3. Okay, so... He didn't get 3 heads. He had the True Nade set and will eat 2,600. He sets 1 back row and ends. We'll go ahead and try to attack. I said it and then I'm like, he's just gonna use the effect next turn. So flip summon immediately. Obviously not action flip summon, not just a normal summon. He did let it go through. I mean, it was pretty quick of me to adjust how I want to do it. I feel like in that case, yes, technically I clicked the button, but in my mind, it's like as if I'm holding the card and I'm like, like how do I want to do this? And then make the correct play. Okay. We will start with Jar of Greed. Alright, he does want me to shuffle. And we'll go ahead and just summon the DD Warrior Lady and attack. And end our turn there. So he's got to put at least 2 monsters on the field. Because with DD Warrior Lady, whatever he attacks, and yeah, that's game. I was going to say, I can just get rid of. Okay, so he's running his own decrees. Makes me want to bring in... I don't think he's going to be setting many monsters. Kaiku, is that good? He's still able to banish stuff. I mean, seems better. I don't think he's going to be running too much stuff. We'll bring in MST, of course. What do I want to bring it in for? Maybe the Mystic Swordsman level 2. Okay. Game 2. Our opening hand is Gigantes, Terraforming, Warrior of Zera, Gaia Power, and Mirror Force. So we again have 2 of the 3 combo pieces. We are just missing the Mazera Deville, but unfortunately that is the hardest one to come across. Because we have double Rhoda for Warrior of Zera and 6 copies with 3 Terraformings and 3 Pandemoniums. But only 3 Mazera Deville that are unsearchable. He starts with a Terraforming and then 2 upstarts. And ends his turn. We draw Berserk Gorilla. I'm happy with that. We'll go ahead, activate Gaia Power. So it's at 2,500, 600 for the Berserk Gorilla. And we'll just attack directly. Setting the Mirror Force and ending. He Snatch steals the Berserk Gorilla. We'll Mirror Force. He does set one back row. We draw Terraforming. Do we want to go for lots of... It's probably a Scapegoat. I mean, if he's setting back row, I guess it could be a bluff. We'll go ahead. Start by banishing the Berserk Gorilla for Gigantes, making him 2,400, 900. Warrior of Zera would make it a shorter clock, but then it would also keep our Mazera Deville from ever hitting the field. We will Terraforming, getting ourselves a Pandemonium. And we'll summon a Warrior of Zera. It'll be 2,100, 1,200. Alright, so it was bluffs. Happy to see that. And we'll just end. Putting him on pretty low life points. Pot of Greed. And our opponent quit the duel. Okay, cool. We'll join again. Pretty quick match, game one. Or match one. Only 12 minutes into the video, wow. Gonna take a quick sip of coffee. Obligatory. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. If not, go make it a fantastic day and then come back and watch this video. Thank you all for clicking on these videos. The retention and viewership's been pretty steady and pretty good. I love to see it. I'm happy when you guys leave nice comments. It really tickles my fancy. Alright, opening hand. Looks incredible. Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Upstart, Nobleman, Snatch Steal, DD Assailant. We'll Nobleman to start. It was a Sangan. Pretty nice hit. We'll then Pot of Greed. Getting Gaia Power and Enraged Battle Ox. Upstart Goblin. Exiled Force. Graceful Charity. Getting Jar of Greed, Delinquent Duo, Warrior of Zera. Discarding Enraged Battle Ox and Gaia Power. Activating Delinquent Duo. So hitting with a Trinity in one turn. Hitting that card. Metamorphosis. Alright, so Scapegoats are likely set. And Mother Grizzly, maybe not. We will then summon the DD Assailant and just try to attack. It is Scapegoats. We'll set Jar of Greed and end. He's got 3 cards in hand, 1 set. We got rid of Metamorphosis, which I obviously love to see. And we draw Pandemonium. Now we're just waiting for that Mazera Deville again. We will destroy a goat token unless he wants to potentially use a Sakuretsu armor or something. doesn't look like it, and we will just shuffle our hand and end our turn. He's viewing his grave, only a Mother Grizzly. Maybe call the Haunted set. Maybe it drew Premature Burial. He sets a monster and ends. We draw Berserk Gorilla. Now we'll go ahead and Exiled Force, popping whatever that face down is. Maybe another Mother Grizzly. Magician of Faith, happy to see that. And just attack a token with the DD Assailant. He Ring of Destruction's in, okay. And we'll just end our turn. Two tokens that can't really do anything. He sets one back row and ends. We draw Gaia Power. We'll go ahead, summon Berserk Gorilla. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. Gorilla go burr. And he Mirror Forces the Berserk Gorilla. I'm fine with these trades. You want to trade a ring for a DD Assailant, a Mirror Force for one Berserk Gorilla? That's fine. He Pot of Greed's getting 2 more cards, so he has 4 cards in hand, 2 Scapegoat tokens, a Light Engrave, no Dark. The Mother Grizzly is really interesting. It makes me wonder if he's playing... Okay, Abyss Soldier, so the Mother Grizzly is likely there to just get him the Sinister Serpent access as fast as possible. We'll go ahead and take the 1800 from the Abyss Soldier attack. And there is Mazera Deville. Alright, so we will summon Warrior of Zera, activate Pandemonium, and special summon, hitting all the cards out of his hand. Hitting Nobleman, Creature Swap, and Tribe Infecting Virus. Obviously here, I think the play is just going to be attack over the Abyss Soldier. If he top decks a Metamorphosis, it is what it is. Creature Swap 2 would also hurt us a lot. We'll attack a token. Set the other Jar of Greed and end. We draw a Warrior of Zera. We'll go ahead, activate Jar of Greed. Activate another Jar of Greed. Use a Rhoda. Searching ourselves. Probably DD Warrior Lady or the other Warrior of Zera. Since we have a Warrior of Zera, we'll get DD Warrior Lady. We'll summon the Warrior Lady and just attack for 2800. We do have an ability to get another Mazera Deville onto the field if we draw a second one. He sets a back row and ends. We know it's not Mirror Force, so we're just going to go ahead and attack. And that's game. Okay. Kaiku seems pretty good if we can manage to banish a Sinister Serpent. Noblemen seem alright. He has a decent amount that he might be setting. Enraged Battle Ox seems pretty good. Maybe one Jar of Greed, maybe the Gigantes. I don't think it's going to come in too handy here. And we'll just go in with this. Opening hand, Ring of Destruction, Berserk Gorilla, Upstart Goblin, Snatch Steal, DD, Warrior, Lady. He starts with a Graceful Charity. Discarding what? Would like these matches to not go faster, but probably not going to be doing a hour-long video right now. I want to get to the gym. Letting you guys in on my real-life secrets. He discards a Nightmare Penguin and MST. Maybe if he sets a monster, it's another Nightmare Penguin. Summons Aqua Spirit, okay. Banishing the Nightmare Penguin from grave. And summons a Mother Grizzly. And then he Delinquent Duos. Hitting Upstart Goblin. And I think we will get rid of the Berserk Gorilla. Alright, we draw Jar of Greed. He sets his whole hand. Should have brought in the Heavy Storm. That would probably be a solid call, because now he's going to want to set all of his back. Or I just figured, would he really be doing that? Alright, Aqua Spirit, Mother Grizzly. If we Snatch Steal, we'll set Ring of Destruction, set Jar of Greed, set DD Warrior Lady. Aqua Spirit can only target one face-up monster I control and change its battle position. It is an interesting card when I actually look at it, in the sense that if it makes it to my turn, we will Ring of Destruction the Aqua Spirit. Because Legendary Ocean is giving it a 200 attack point boost, Aqua Spirit will do 1800 from the Ring of Destruction effect, and we will banish Mother Grizzly with the DD Warrior Lady. We draw Pandemonium. Let's go ahead and activate Jar of Greed. We get Gaia Power now. We'll activate the Pandemonium, which pops a Legendary Ocean. Okay, he wants to activate a Solemn Judgment. We'll let him think everything's okay. We have Snatch Steal as well. And I have Gaia Power. Draw Exiled Force. We'll summon Exiled Force. And activate the Gaia Power. Making this 1500, 600, and we'll just try to attack. Summons Scapegoats. Alright, that's fine. Attack over one. I don't think we need to destroy the other. If he draws an Abyss Soldier or Tribe, that would be pretty bad, though. So we will pop a token. He sets a back row and ends. We draw Nobleman. We'll set it and end. Hopefully he sets a Magician of Faith or something. Ends his turn. We draw DD Assailant. 2200. 1200. Let's try to attack over a token. That goes through. Could have a creature swap coming our way. Nope, no creature swap. Don't want to run into a Torrential Tribute. Just gonna pass our turn. Summons a Breaker, pops our back row. We draw Rhoda. Let's activate Snatch. And try to attack for some damage. He mirror forces. We'll then summon Kaiku and end. No Aqua Spirit for him. Kaiku's bigger than a Tribe Infecting Virus, so obviously he could summon Tribe and pitch the card in hand. We draw Nobleman across out. Perfect draw, because I was going to have to summon. Hitting the Sinister Serpent, absolutely awesome. We'll attack directly. He has Scapegoats. We'll activate Rhoda. Searching ourselves. Probably Mystic Swordsman level 2. No, we'll get the Warrior of Zera. And then it becomes... Alright, I'm fine with that. He wants to Torrential Tribute and getting rid of all of his tokens. That's why I summoned the Zera, because I wasn't too afraid, because it's going to pop all of his tokens as well. We still have cards. We'll get Berserk Gorilla. 2500. 600. Attack the face down. Yami's ship. And Berserk Gorilla will go to grave. So he's got Sandgan now. He has card advantage, but we have big boss monsters. We draw Terraforming. We'll activate the Terraforming. Getting ourselves Pandemonium. End our turn. Thinning our deck of one card. Putting the odds that we draw a good monster slightly more in our favor. Just saying, next game I will definitely be bringing in the Heavy Storm, without a doubt. He uses Metamorphosis on Sandgan, getting himself probably Fusionist or Dragon of Stoic Knight, so okay. Little bit more damage. I suppose if he has a Legendary Ocean in hand and he gets Mermaid Knight here, or Mother Grizzly. Mother Grizzly would also just be a good card. That is what he gets. Keeps some cards in rotation. He summons it. Hits me for 2,600, putting me on a 2-turn clock. We get Premature Burial. We'll activate Premature. Getting ourselves probably either, is it Kaiku or DD Assailant? Or is it neither? I think it'll be DD Assailant. And we will attack the Dragoness, the Wicked Knight. Putting him at 1,600. We're at 18. I always have to like look around my camera because the way my camera is positioned, it perfectly covers my life points. I just realized I can actually look on my other monitor. Alright, he gets Mobius, that's game. Okay. So bringing in Heavy Storm. Enemy controllers could be pretty decent with the Scapegoats. Taking out the Kaikus maybe aren't as good as I thought. Berserk Gorilla and Kaikus. I'd rather have, I think, one Kaiku. No. We'll go in with this. See how this goes. Do we get the combo? Pandemonium, Pot of Greed, Jar of Greed. Alright, obviously start with Pot of Greed. Getting Warrior of Zera and Berserk Gorilla. We will summon Berserk Gorilla, set Jar of Greed, and end. Opponent has 6 unknown cards. He sets a monster and 1 back row. We draw Terraforming. Let's go ahead. Activate Heavy Storm. And we will chain Jar of Greed. Getting ourselves a Gigantes. Activating Terraforming. Getting ourselves, where is it? The Gaia Power. Using Gaia Power. And 2,500. 600. Attacking the face down with Mystic Swordsman level 2. It is a Sinister Serpent. And hitting him for 2,500 damage. He gets Sinister Serpent back to hand. Can't set face down monsters. The Gaia Power is actually really good with Mystic Swordsman level 2 as well. In a sense. It makes him trade. That's fine. Wait, what am I doing? LOL. I'm not the one with a recruiter. Go into my deck for some reason. I'm like, yeah, recruiter. Nope. Alright, so Mother Grizzly is going to get him, what? Another Mother Grizzly. That's A-okay. Yep, that's fine. And we get the Mazera Deville. Okay. So we'll go ahead, activate Pandemonium. This is 2,000, 1,000. We'll tribute for the Mazera Deville. Hitting the middle card. this card, and this card. Alright, all water monsters. Well then, go ahead and push for a lot of damage here. Special summoning the Gigantes. And we will activate getting Warrior of Zera. We'll attack the Mother Grizzly. GG's. I don't know, he could have gotten Mother Grizzly. So, he has another Mother Grizzly in deck, most likely, unless one of these. So that's 200 plus 500, 700. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he could have at least had one more turn to see if something happened. Mother Grizzly then gets, like, what, probably another Nightmare Penguin. He's got to have at least one thing. If he had Yami Ship, that would have been significantly better for him. Yami Ship, I probably would have attacked with either Berserk Gorilla, though Yami Ship, yeah, destroy a monster that destroyed this card. It is not like Newdoria that gets to, I believe Newdoria picks the monster to destroy on field, which is why sometimes running straight into the Newdoria crashing can be good if your opponent has two monsters, because then it has to pop their own monster. But he definitely wasn't dead this turn. I probably would have continued to play if I were him, but, you know, it is what it is. 36 minutes, I think that is good for this video. We'll quickly go back to the deck. And, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Things I might change would be the Berserk Gorilla Enraged Battle Ox, maybe putting 3 Berserk Gorillas into the main, taking out an Enraged Battle Ox, potentially putting in, I don't know, maybe a Chiron, maybe just another Earth monster in general. Enraged Battle Ox is obviously good against something like the Goat tokens, but that never even came up. And without more beasts in the deck, or Beast Warriors, it just doesn't really seem like it does as much. You want to swarm the field with Beast Warriors to make Enraged Battle Ox the best, and it just doesn't do that. The Gaia powers seem pretty good. You know, getting a monster that you can just normal summon over 2,000 attack for free is a pretty strong position in Goat format. You know, 2,000 defense is, you know, Gravekeeper's Spy, Chaos Sorcerer. Most of the time your opponent's normal summons, one, they're not Earth, and then secondly, they just aren't big enough to get over 2,000. You know, some of the bigger normal summons in the format are things like Abyss Soldier, Kite Goose, maybe a 2,000 attack Blade Knight after it gets its boost. Zombira being, I think, the most traditional normal summon that is over 2,000 attack, but that has its own downsides because it loses attack every time it destroys a monster by battle. Berserk Gorilla being the other commonly run 2,000 attacker, but obviously you're running Berserk Gorillas as well, so, you know, they'll go up to 25, yours are at 25. The Gigantes running the Earths allows you to special summon these. Other than that, you know, it's very straightforward, just running as fast as possible, getting to Mazera Deville, with the triple Pandemonium, triple Deville, triple Warrior of Zera, triple Terraforming, double Rhoda, Upstart, Jar of Greeds. Obviously, you know, Graceful and Pot of Greed always help turbo through the deck. But, you know, it's streamlined. This deck is trying to do one thing, and it did it pretty well, in this video at least. I think we saw a few times the Rhoda had not too many targets, so maybe taking out the Enraged Battle Oxes and putting in a Blade Knight, or just another warrior, maybe another DD Assailant would be a bit better than the Enraged Battle Ox. That's probably what I would do. I might cut both of these Enraged Battle Ox and put in like a second DD Assailant and a third Berserk Gorilla, or maybe 3 DD Assailants, though that would kind of counter the Gigantes because you do want the Earths going to grave. I'm rambling at this point for the sake of the video. 39 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed these matches. You know, couple wins. I feel like I've been on a little bit of a streak of wins. If you guys have watched the last few, you know, I've obviously lose some matches, but I was losing a lot a few weeks ago. Maybe I'm just getting better at this game. Maybe I need to change my name from the YuGiOh Scrub to the YuGiOh Goat. That's actually kind of sick because, you know, I play Goat format. Alright, thank you for watching, and goodbye.